How's it going, guys? Cody, we're back again. We're dropping yet another video. Right, guys, covering another dirty paedophile now, this time in the Manchester area. Link in the description below, like we always do. The headline reads, Dad downloaded indecent images of children after the death of his mother sent him completely over the edge. Now, this is a story of Anthony Ryan, 45, who was spared jail. We're going to read the story. We're going to do my bit at the end. But before we start, how many of you have lost a loved one? Whether it's a mother, father, sister, auntie, uncle, grandma. How many of you have turned to child abuse images? How many? None? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's do the story, guys. Paedophile Anthony Ryan, 45, was spared jail. Picture of Anthony Ryan at the start, dirty, depraved nonce. A dad downloaded indecent images of children after being sent completely over the edge by the death of his mother, a court heard. Web designer Anthony Ryan, 45, said he became a recluse and was later charged with more than 600 images. Ryan from Oldham was working from home and was alone while he downloaded them. After being hauled before the courts, Judge Sophie McCone told him, "Many people lose their partner or relatives and don't resort to looking at indecent images of children. But I accept that at the time of these offences were committed, your mental health was not as good as it could be." The judge continued, "Although you may not have directly touched the child, you play your part in the abuse of children. While there's a market for images like this, you feed into the market, children will be continued to be abused." Prosecutors told our warrant was executed by police at Ryan's home address in August of 2018. Devices were seized, and within the indecent images, children ranging from ages of 12 to 16 were depicted. Some of these images had been downloaded a decade earlier. Prosecutor Joshua Bowker said, "The majority of the images were of Category C, the least serious of the different categories under the law. There was a 6 total in Category A, which is the worst, 13 in Category B, and 615 of Category C." Defending Akwasa Hussain said Ryan had a history of trauma. He had suffered financial problems which had led him to experiencing depression and anxiety, and later had his house repossessed. Then in 2011, his mother died unexpectedly, and that sent him completely over the edge, Ms. Hussain said. He became a recluse, the court was told, and downloaded music, TV programs and films, as well as indecent images while working from home. In such a dark place, this was the only thing that brought him some comfort, Ms. Hussain said. Ryan is embarrassed at his actions and wishes he never did it, the court was told. He retains the support of his wife, what a waste of space she is, and is genuinely remorseful, the lawyer said. Ryan of Edmund Street in Shaw, Oldham, Greater Manchester, pleaded guilty to 6 counts of making indecent images of children. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended for 18 months, and was ordered to complete 200 hours of unpaid work, 35 rehabilitation activity requirements. He must also sign the sex offenders register for 10 years. Now, let's start at the title. He downloaded child abuse images after the death of his mother sent him completely over the edge. His mother died in 2011. It states in the story that some of these images were downloaded at least 10 years before. His mother died 9 years ago, and they're saying in the story that some of these images were downloaded 10 years, at least 10 years before this year. So that's 2010. So the year before, at least a year before his mother died. So this is just a deep-seated man with a deep-seated interest in child abuse images. One thing that annoys me, if you, as someone that was sexually abused, guys, this is why I cover these stories, and I'm going to continue to cover them and light people up, because the story needs to be told. His wife stayed with him. What she must be insecure or something. I don't know if they've got children together or she's got children from a previous marriage, but if you are, I hope social services are on your case. Your children are probably grown up anyway, but if they are under the age of 16, then it's obviously an apparent safeguarding issue, and I hope social services are involved to that extent. If they're obviously over the age of 16, obviously they're classed as adults at that stage. But I was sexually abused, guys. The damage that it does to people is deep-seated and deep-rooted, right? It's lifelong. Now, the judge addressed, oh yeah, well, you wasn't of a safe mind, right? You've had your house repossessed, right? What you do, right? Your mother's died, but some of the images were downloaded at least 10 years before. So your excuse is out the window, innit? The fact is, he's got an interest. He finds children sexually attractive. He's a paedophile or a hebephile. Like I said, the damage is lifelong by downloading the images, and what you're doing, you're actually fueling the demand. If there is no demand, there is no supply. Whether that's drugs, whether it's contraband in prison, whether it's child abuse images, right? The one thing that annoys me is when people describe child abuse images as child pornography, or they call them child pornographers. No, not child pornographers, not child pornography. It's dirty, depraved, despicable, no excuse child abuse images, right? And he gets a slap on the wrist. How can people? You don't pay your council tax. You don't pay your TV license. You can be sent to prison for 6 months. Do 3. He has downloaded child abuse images, 615 in category C, 60 odd in category B, and a handful in category A, which is the worst. For those that don't know, child abuse images are A, B, and C. A is the worst, B is the second, C is the class as the less serious. Anyone that looks or downloads a child abuse image in any category is dirty, depraved, and they need stringing up. You cannot rehabilitate a sex offender. You cannot rehabilitate a paedophile. If you look down my timeline in the last week, I posted a video called A Fascinating Listen, and it's about paedophiles in prison, right? And how 2 paedophiles that went on the now discredited sex offender treatment program, or SOTP, which was, I can't remember what it was called, but it actually led on to more offending. It created more victims. What message, right, does it send to paedophiles that you can download a couple of hundred child abuse images and chances are you're not going to be jailed for it? There's no deterrent there, is there, for these people? Oh, well, my mum died and stuff. How many people are watching this have lost someone? How many people are watching this that have got mental health issues? I've been in prison with thousands, right, across 3 sentences. I've been in prison with thousands of people with significant mental health issues. How many of them downloaded child abuse images? Well, none that I know of anyway. There's no thing yet. This guy lives in Shaw. I was raised in Shaw. I used to live on Brunswick Street in Shaw. Then I moved to High Crompton. Then I moved to Royton. Right? I was raised in Shaw. I know exactly where Edmund Street is. There's a girl on my Facebook that lives on Edmund Street. This guy, it's a very, very small little town. Shaw, Crompton. I used to go to Royton Crompton School, blah, blah, blah. Right? This dirty, depraved paedophile lives in Shaw. His wife stayed with him. She's either got significant mental health issues. She's got no self-respect, because anyone that gets off, he would have been getting sexual gratification from child abuse images, and he's walking around as a free man. I've been in drug dealers, tax evaders, right? People that don't pay TV license, people that don't pay council tax, people that ABH, minors, Section 47, actual bodily harm, and things like that, right? Go to prison. The guy downloads child abuse images from the ages of 12 to 15 or 12 to 16. Obviously 16 is legal, but that's how it's stated in the story. This is a guy that gets off on prepubescent teenagers, children. And he's got off, and he's, honest to God, right? If these people, right, paedophiles are more punished by prisoners. If prisoners get their hands on them, obviously protection wings and stuff like that. There's that many in the system. Some prisons, sex offenders, spill over into general population. Prisoners do a better job at punishing paedophiles than our own government, than our own judiciary. The facts are, the country, the royal family, the Freemasons, the elite, the MPs, the politicians, the judges, the courts, the police, paedophile rings are at play. That's the only reason that I can conceivably think that paedophiles they go soft on paedophiles, no pun intended. It's despicable, guys. It really angers me. It's disgusting. But yeah, you know the name, you know the face, guys. Share it, share. Gonna leave it here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Link in the description. Cody out.